Okay, this is square number 19, giant shells, and they're very cool. I can't wait to show you these. And row 1 is chain 34. So I've done that, I've chained 34. And then the instructions say to single crochet in the second chain from the end. So there's 1 and there's 2. So I'm just going to do a single crochet right here. Single crochet. Then the instructions say skip the next 3 chains. So there's 1, 2, 3, skip those. And in the 4th one, we're going to do a shell. And the shell for this one is 7 double crochets. That's what makes it so big and beautiful. 7 double crochets, there's 1, and it's all going to be in the same stitch. Back in the same stitch, here's 2. Back in the same stitch for 3. Back in the same stitch, I'm going to do 4. 4th double crochet. 5th double crochet. Back in the same stitch, there's 6. And number 7. Make sure I'm going back in that same one. See where all of those stitches are? Back in there. Whoops. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now I have done 7. There they are, 7. Okay, so I've done my 7 double crochets, which is a shell. I did my shell. Next, you count, skip 3 more, 1, 2, 3, and you do a single, where is it? There it is, 1, 2, 3. You do a single crochet in the 3rd stitch, next space, that 3rd stitch. So I'm doing a single crochet. Then I'm going to count 3, 1, 2, 3, and skip 3, and then I'm going to do another shell here in the, get into there. There. And I'll do 7 double crochets here, which will be my next shell. And I'm going to do a fan here, so that when you get to the end of the row, you will have 5 of these single double crochets, and you'll have 4 shells. So I'm going to finish this row up and then start you on the next row. Okay, I've completed row 1. So what I have is 5 single crochets. There's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have the 4 shells. Now I'm ready to start on row 2. So row 2, you turn, and it says to get my yarns in place, a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and do a double crochet in the same stitch as the beginning, which is right down here. So I'm going to do a double crochet here. And then next you chain 2, 1, 2, and you do a single crochet in the center of the shell. Here's your shell. And so 1, 2, 3, so the center is right here. So I'm going to do a single crochet, go in this stitch, pull up my thread, yarn, and there you go. So I did a double crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. And now you chain 2 again, chain 2. And next we're going to do a V-stitch right down here in the single crochet that's between the shells. And the the V-stitch is a double crochet, V-stitch is double crochet, chain 2, double crochet right in that same stitch, the stitch between the shells. So what I've done is I did this double crochet in here, chain 2 and a single crochet at the top of the shell, chain 2, a V-stitch. And now I'm going to chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, V-stitch. And I'm going to complete that across the row. Okay, so I'm finishing up row 2. What I've been doing, you saw me start it off with a double crochet in the beginning, chain 2, a single crochet, chain 2, a V-stitch, chain 2, a single crochet, chain 2, a V-stitch, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, and a V-stitch, chain 2, single crochet, and at the end what you do is, I did my chain 2, and then you do 2 double crochets into the last stitch. There's one, and in that same stitch, 2 double crochets. So that when you finish this row, what you have is 3 V's, 1, 2, 3 V stitches, 4 of the single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top of each fan, and 2 double crochets at the beginning. This one counts and this one counts, and the 2 we did at the end. And then we have these chain spaces that we're going to be using. So let's start on row 3. We'll turn and we will chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in the same stitch as the beginning. So we'll do a double crochet here. 1, 2. I'm going in that same stitch. All 3 of these are going into the same stitch. 3 double crochets in the same stitch as the beginning. So we're continuing in row 3 now, and you watched me do the 3 double crochets in that first stitch. So what I have now is where I chain 3 double crochets, and then next it says that you will do a single crochet in the next stitch. Well, these aren't really stitches. The next stitch is this stitch right here. These are just chains. The next stitch is right there. So you're going to do a single crochet at the top of the fan, or the shell. That's an important location there. So we've done our 3 doubles, a single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to start with our shells again, and we're going to do the shell stitch, 7 double crochets inside the V. Not in this chain space, not in this chain space, inside the V. So I'm going to do 7 right inside here. 1, 2, and I'm going to finish these all the way across. And it's the same pattern where you do a single crochet. We're going to do single crochets in the top of the shell, over the shell, then we'll do another shell, then we'll do another single crochet on top of that one and a shell. So you're alternating the shell. So let me finish up this row, and then I'll show you how it looks. So I finished row 3. I got to the end. The very last instructions say to skip a stitch, which I did, and then do 4 double crochets in the very last stitch. So that's where I am at this point. And now we're ready for row 4. We're going to turn and chain 1. And you'll notice it's going to be familiar at this point. We're going to do a single crochet in the very first stitch, which is like the top of a shell. This is sort of a half shell here. And then we're going to do a V down into here. Remember, well, we're going to chain 2. Remember, you chain 2 before those V's. Chain 2 and do a V stitch in this single crochet down here. Remember, the V is a double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet in that same stitch. It's between the shells of the previous row. And then we're going to do chain 2 again. And we're going to do a single crochet at the top of the shell. This is probably looking familiar to you because this is what we did 2 rows ago. And that's what we're going to continue across there. You can see I did the chain 2, V-stitch, chain 2, single crochet. I'm going to get ready to chain 2, V-stitch, chain 2, single crochet, chain 2, V-stitch here, and the pattern on across. And of course, when you get to the end of the row, you just read and see what it tells you to do. It'll say single crochet in the last stitch. You'll do a V here, single crochet in the last stitch, and turn, and then you'll be ready for row 5. But you can see that the fans are wonderful. And this will be a gorgeous square. I think you're really going to like it when it's finished.